Hi, my name is Dave McCulloch. I'm here to talk to you today about something I'm very passionate about, fishing. Something I've done all my life. Most specifically, I'm really passionate about bass fishing. I'll fish for anything, trout, salmon, steelhead, saltwater fishing, but I really love bass fishing. Largemouth, spotted bass, striped bass, smallmouth bass, it doesn't really matter. Something that I really enjoy. I spend a lot of time doing. I'm pretty good at it. I was recently having lunch with Barry and talking to him about my dream of turning pro fisherman. I told him when I retire in a couple of years, I want to become a pro fisherman. So I've decided to start fishing the tournament circuit this year. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to represent RoseKuli. I'd like to use RoseKuli lures to do some fishing this year and hopefully win some tournaments or at least place in the money and get some exposure for RoseKuli. RoseKuli lures are really nice lures. I recently got turned on to them by Barry. I bought some off of Amazon a few days ago. I went fishing with them yesterday. I really like them. I think that they've got potential to get a big part of the market, and I'd like to help get the word out there. I'm going to do some tournament bass fishing this year on the Future Pro Tour. They've got about 10 tournaments lined up this year that I'm going to fish, and there's a few one-off or just one-day tournaments and fishing derbies that I'm going to do. But I'd like to do that using the RoseKuli lures, or as much as possible using RoseKuli lures. This is something that I've been doing for a long time, and I think I can help RoseKuli capture a bigger portion of the market. What they need is somebody out there competitive fishing, somebody that's out there that's passionate, that can be a representative or an advocate for the company, if you will. Someone that could be out there giving exposure to the brand, showing people how well they work, and actually using them in competitive fishing situations. Anything else, Barry?
Well, let's continue the conversation with the elements that you and I were previously talking about: the website, the incentives, the gifts, prize money.
I think these are all things that we could incorporate into the events when I'm fishing. When I'm fishing these events, these things are usually sponsored by other fishing companies or marinas and fishing tackle companies, and we could definitely have a presence at these events by not only having a booth set up to promote the RoseKuli brand and sell the lures, and promote the website, promote the RoseKuli website, and get people to sign up so we can do email marketing. Offer a raffle, a free raffle at each of these events. We give away a package of lures, 5 or a 10 package of lures, and if they sign up and we get their email address, you put them in the raffle and award a prize pack to somebody that day. And that allows us to collect email addresses for future marketing campaigns. And when we put the website up, we can also collect email addresses through the website as well for future marketing. I think it's a good idea to offer prize packages at these events for some of the other anglers that are fishing the competition. Put up 1 or 2 or 3 prize packs for first, second, or third place, or for the people that don't place in the money. A lot of times the anglers fish first, second, or third, or all the way down to 5th or 10th place, or even farther, gets paid. But below that, they don't necessarily get any money. Maybe if they had prizes, more people would be awarded prizes. So if they're not getting money, at least they still win a prize. That attracts more people to the competition. You get more people entering the competition. Therefore, you get more exposure for the RoseKuli brand, because anybody in the competition using the lures, that's going to be exposure. Because they're going to say, hey, what's that lure you're using? Or, if I go out and I fish in this competition, if I catch the biggest bass, for example, today, maybe I don't come in first, second, or third, but I catch the biggest bass. And say, hey, what did you catch that big fish on? Well, I caught it on a RoseKuli lure. And there's exposure for RoseKuli. So I think it's a really good idea to definitely get the website up and running, give away some prize packs to some of the people competing in the competitions, and have a raffle, or maybe more than one raffle, for the spectators, because some of these things draw a lot of spectators. Other fishermen that aren't competing, that dream about competing, or children that are the future of the sport, that come there and get the exposure for the RoseKuli brand to all these other people as well.
Dave, when we first went out to lunch, what attracted me to even talk about RoseKuli and fishing is your Bass Pro Shops hat. Mm-hmm. Is there a lot of logo branded extra items like hats and T-shirts and jackets and
for
backpacks?
merchandising is really a whole other revenue stream for the fishing industry. It's not just the tackle and the lures themselves, but the apparel, coolers, cup cozies to keep your beer cans and your soda bottles and your beer bottles cold, hats, gloves, face masks for cold, windy days with the logo on them,
Backpacks?
backpacks, fanny packs, tote bags, all kinds of different. You think about it: can openers, bottle openers, keychains, fishing towels. You know, when people go out fishing, I wear a fishing towel attached to my belt loop. It's just for washing my hands and cleaning my hands after I handle a fish. I can dip my hands in the water, or after handling bait, wash my hands off, dry them off with the towel. You put the logo on that. You know, I've got one that's got Bass Pro Shop logo on it. I've had them with other people's companies' logo. It's the same as a golf towel. A lot of golfers carry a golf towel for cleaning their ball and stuff. Well, the fishermen use that same concept for keeping their hands clean after they handle a fish or handling bait. So merchandising is a whole nother, not only revenue stream, but a whole nother way of getting the word out there. You know, I'd like to fish these tournaments wearing a RoseKuli fishing jersey. You know, the fishermen on the TV shows, they all have the jerseys with their sponsors' logos and everything on them. I'd like to do the same thing. I'd like to have one that says RoseKuli. I'd like to have a RoseKuli hat and make sure I wear that when we launch for the day, and definitely when we come back to do the weigh-in, when they got the cameras and the press and everybody there as well, and everybody's gathered around trying to find out who caught what and how it is that they caught them. What lure did you use? You know, well, I want to get out there and promote that RoseKuli brand.
This is very exciting. So we're talking about you as the advocate for RoseKuli, but we're also talking about you doing videos about fishing in general and using RoseKuli in specific, and we're also talking about a RoseKuli website and an American U.S. address for RoseKuli.
Absolutely. I think that's really important, and the thing that I can do when I'm at these events and getting this exposures, again, these things are usually put on and sponsored by other lure companies, bait and tackle companies. Well, I can make contact with the buyers of these companies and get them to place large orders for RoseKuli so they can carry them in their tackle stores as well. You don't want to just sell them online. You want to sell them online. You want to sell them on your own website, Amazon, anybody that wants to sell them. But having stores, fishermen love walking into the store and actually touching the stuff. I do it all the time. I go down to the Bass Pro Shops. They have seminars. They have all kinds of events. And I go in there just to go for the free events when they're having the giveaways or a contest, or just to listen to a fisherman talk about bait fish movement or the importance of cleaning your rods and reels before going out fishing for the season. So there's a lot of reasons why people like to actually go into the stores and do the shopping, not just buying the stuff online. And another thing that we could think about doing is possibly sponsoring our own fishing derby, our own fishing contest. For example, maybe something put on for the children. You know, or go to one of the local parks that has a lake right after they stock it with trout, and have a fishing contest that weekend where we put up a $500 prize or a $1,000 prize or something like that, or a whole bunch of fishing gear, or you know, an inflatable raft, or maybe a float tube. Fishermen don't have a boat. A lot of them like to use a float tube. They're not real expensive, around $100, $150 retail for a float tube. Put up a float tube or two as a prize for first prize, and have a kids fishing derby. See who can catch the biggest trout, who can catch the most trout, or whatever it is. Catch the trout with 3 speckles on the right side and 2 speckles on the left side, whatever the contest is. Promote this, do something for the kids. That gets the kids involved. They're the future of the industry. They're the ones that will be buying the tackle in the future. Their parents bring them. They're the ones that are buying the stuff right now. Their parents are also fishermen. It'd be a great way to get the word out there and let people know how much RoseKuli cares not only about the environment but about the future generations as well.
Well, I think that that really sums it up in terms of what the possibilities for this initial introduction to Dave and Jackie and Snow and the other RoseKuli folks. Please consider this. When we last left it, Snow was putting together a spreadsheet of all of the items that RoseKuli wanted to sell online, and I sent you out a brief draft of a contract, and perhaps you can take a look at that and see where we stand. Dave's ready, willing, and able, and so am I, and Carlos, and a few other web developers that I've been in contact with. Okay, that's about it. Signing off.
See you later.